Talamoana Warriors, guys. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about how the Flashback event has been going so far within the first weekend. It started Friday night for us over in the US, and it's continuing for the rest of the month. Now, before we begin, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there. Those of you who haven't already noticed my face, I am a U.S. Army paratrooper, and we spent all day at the range today in 95 to 100 something degree weather. So I am pretty decently sunburned. Maybe my lighting's kind of helping out a little bit with that. But I know someone out there is gonna be like, Scottoria, why do you look like a lobster right now? But that's why I was at the range all day today. I'm gonna be out there all day tomorrow too. But anyway, so today I'm actually gonna be running my Inquisitor build. I went with the Templar Inquisitor for the Flashback event, mainly because, well, for two reasons. One, I want to start testing out some real boss killers. That way, when the next league comes out, that's kind of what I mainly want to do. I don't really want to be the guy that just farms burial chambers or farms mass. And I'm not saying there's anything at all wrong with that. I want to fight bosses. That's what I want to farm this next. This past league, I did, farming maps and whatnot. So I'm kind of testing this one out. Inquisitor's pretty strong, especially with Volatile Dead. Leveling wise, it was rough. I actually just got to maps yesterday, and so it took me 3 days to get to maps. I'm falling behind. Now, granted, I do work full time. I got 2 kids, so I did spend a lot of family time. I wouldn't grind in too many hours, but still, I did just pick up my Poet's Pens. Luckily, by the time I got to Act 10, I had about 40 chaos. Surprise! You heard me right. Mainly from Perandus offers. He kept offering me 10 chaos for like 100 coins or whatever, and I was like, that's a fantastic deal. So I kept getting those offers, which panned out well. So that way I was able to grab my Poet's Pen. I am a little bit over leveled, I would say, because I was self-casting Volatile Dead with Desecrate and Cremation for bosses, whereas now Poet's Pen is just paired with Frenzy. Kind of going over my build here. I'm running dual Poet's Pen, Volatile Dead linked to Concentrated Effect, and increased critical damage at the moment. I'm still kind of toying around with what I want to end game with as my third link here, but I kind of want to go crit gem right there. And then for my other pen, Unearth with GMP or greater multiple projectiles and Cremation. Now, a lot of people also like to socket things like Body Swap for some really fast clearing of maps. However, with Cremation in here, it just melts bosses, which is fantastic. I went with Rat's Nest for the crit, attack speed, movement speed, and evasion and whatnot. Ignore the chest piece. This is just a chest that I just picked up while I was leveling that just kind of helped me out with some self-cast VD. I haven't picked up the chest I want yet. I'm kind of toying around with the concept of maybe going to Carcass Jack. These gloves though have been helping a ton. These Oscarm gloves, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it actually curses enemies with level 10 Assassin's Mark on hit. Now, a lot of you guys are thinking you could just throw Blasphemy with Assassin's Mark and whatnot. However, with Volatile Dead, your balls go out and seek out the enemy and take them out. It's a little bit more difficult to actually have them within range in order to actually be affected by that, to actually gain power charges and all that. So with these gloves, they can go as far, your Volatile Dead balls can go as far as they want, and they hit the enemy, boom, it's already triggering on them. So which is fantastic. On top of which, you're also not having to reserve 35% mana, because we are running Mind Over Matter with this build, where 30% of your damage is taken from mana before life. You generally want about 42% of your unreserved mana, 42% of your max life as unreserved mana. Excuse me, I don't know if I said that right. So if I have, let's just say I have, 1,000 life, you want 42% of that in unreserved mana. Right now I've got 3,700 life. I personally usually keep it close to around 50% unreserved, so I should be good here at the moment. I've got about 1,954 unreserved mana, and that's more of a defensive thing, especially being self-cast while I was leveling. I was starting to get pretty soft, pretty squishy, so I needed that. Whereas now I can kind of relook at it a little bit. As you're going to see here, we're going to go ahead and throw a map in. I'm going to throw a tier 5 in. I just hit maps yesterday, guys, so don't make fun of me too much. I am still in whites, and yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how the build's working at the moment. Now, I just got home, so I'm a little bit rusty at the moment, but you guys are gonna see it is a lot of fun to play. I think I'm still kind of toying around with my flask setup at the moment. Boots are just some boots that I picked up that have some res on it, and my belt just has a a belt, that life belt that I picked up with some pretty alright stats while I was leveling. Same with the rings are more for res capping. I did go with a Carnage Heart to get the dexterity I need as I start to path my way over toward the trickster area. And yeah, so once I get a little bit more leveled and get some more dexterity, maybe spread out a little bit more across the gear, I'm gonna reevaluate what I want to go with as far as amulet. And yeah, so let's take a look here. As you can see, we're gonna go ahead and start building up way more VD balls than expected. Now, what was kind of holding me back too, while I was doing the leveling process, was those harbingers. They, as you start getting higher up there, they start getting a little bit more beefy. And after picking my poet's pens up and being able to, you know, have them cast it in a lot greater quantity, it's been way nicer so far. Now, obviously, there are a couple things I do want to do, kind of make it go a little bit faster. And like I said, some people actually put body swap in there too, so that way you're just kind of zipping around, letting the balls, you know, do their thing. However, for the video's sake, I just kind of want to go a little bit on the slower side, show you guys what cremation's all about, especially since I'm going to be kind of want to do a little bit more bossing with this guy once I kind of figure out what I want to go as far as build and gear wise. And as you can see here, we're going a little bit bigger pack. I actually haven't really been using my flask as much as I should be on this run so far. And it's just a lot of fun to play, especially having gone self-cast for so long. It's nice to just be able to just click one button instead of desecrate VD. As here we go over here. Normally these guys take a little bit, but not today. They just get torn up with the cremation. Oh wow, these guys taking a little bit of a hit, aren't they? Oh wait, that's why. I didn't even see his shield there. Slacking, man. I'm slacking. Oh. And looks like we got the boss area over here. There we go. Starting to get a little bit more warmed up. And as you can see, as you kill things and the balls are starting to get generated, they actually continue going farther out. It starts seeking out bad guys that are, you know, within a certain range. I mean, they're not gonna completely go across the entire map, but they'll go pretty decent ways. Start killing some stuff up ahead. Come on, buddy. Oh, didn't even see that. Oh, got a little bit spooky there. So you can see my mana's gone down quite a bit from that hit. Luckily, we got that mind over matter. And the balls actually came over here and started clearing the way up ahead a little bit. All right, let's go fight the boss. Enough with the mobs, the ads. Let's go take a look how we fare in the arena. Get my little golem. And a lot of times, some people use body swap also to just kind of circle around the boss and allow their balls to just kind of heat seek on. It does sound kind of weird coming out, but heat seek the enemy boss here. Boom, without any sort of issues. In fact, I would feel like the Harbinger is a lot more difficult than the boss. Easy peasy, dudes. And one more look at the skill tree. Those of you guys are kind of interested. I am going to start kind of going a little bit more for some power nodes, and especially, oh, excuse me, that's mana. Some power nodes, that way I can start stacking them, get some extra spell damage per power node, whatnot. Start kind of diving a little bit farther this side of the skill tree. Grab some decks, especially when I go for the jewel socket. Just helps sustain mind over matter. I've actually got some grand spectrums. I got 3 of my jewel sockets with grand spectrums for the plus 30 mana, and you get 30 per grand spectrum. So those are actually kind of beefing up my mana quite a bit. So that way I'm not too terribly worried about getting it on my gear necessarily. I'm going to reevaluate that once I get a little bit more of the gear I want toward the end game and kind of see how we go from there. So without further ado, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. This is the build I went with for the flashback event. As of right now, is Monday in the United States. Was it 6:30 in the evening? I haven't seen of any inquisitors hitting 100. I did check it about noon today, and I think the highest level at the moment's 94. So inquisitor is a little bit more. I wanted to go with a build that was both, you know, can feasibly kill bosses as well as something that's not going to be widely played. I feel like a lot of people are doing arc traps or, you know, super meta builds, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with meta builds. I mean, there's the reason why they're meta and why they're highly used. It's just I like playing builds that are just, you know, oh, that guy's doing what kind of thing. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, make sure y'all follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Scottoria for some live stream coverage. At Clash Scottoria is my Twitter. You can see whenever I do go live, whenever I drop a video, whenever I post pictures of tacos or my cat or something. And hit that like, subscribe button below if you enjoyed the video. And discord.gg/thekillsquad, all one word. Y'all can hop into the server. We actually have a whole channel in there, you know, for Path of Exile. We got some pretty knowledgeable players, people to play with, and yeah. Or if you just want to talk about whatever games, I'm very wide. I like to try a wide variety of different games and stuff, but Path of Exile is my primary at the moment. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I will try and post another update video on how it's going incursion wise and how, you know, how feasible or viable this build's going to be for the next league. Like I said, unless you're stacking a lot of chaos early or doing a lot of chaos recipe in, you know, early maps, it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle to get far fast with this one, I think, because, you know, dual poets pens, at least in the flashback, we're going for about 40 a pop, so that's 80 chaos you're wanting. If you're trying to push maps fast, then just kind of keep that in mind. Luckily with the flashback event, you got those kind of offers where I got lucky enough to get to 40 chaos before I even got to maps. So, and I just did chaos recipe for the rest. So anyway, I'll see you again very soon. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.